Hey you, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're stepping into the shoes of, say, someone like you, potentially looking for a new role in the mortgage industry.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to give you the inside track on a company called F5 Mortgage. We've got like a recruiting FAQ and a briefing doc for new loan officers.
Yeah, good stuff to really get a feel for the place.
Exactly. Our goal here is pretty simple. Give you a clear overview, kind of like the highlights reel, of why F5 might be a really compelling place to work. What makes them tick, you know?
Right, cutting through the usual corporate speak and focusing on what matters for someone joining the team.
Okay, so first things first. The big idea behind F5. They talk about refreshing the mortgage process.
Which, you hear variations of that sometimes, but...
Yeah, but their angle seems to be blending two things that don't always go together. Really competitive wholesale pricing, but with highly personalized service and, importantly, modern tech.
Trying to give you the best of both, really. The sharp pricing and a smooth, supported experience.
And you see this philosophy playing out when you look at how they actually operate.
Mm-hmm. It's not just talk.
So for me, thinking about someone like you stepping into a loan officer role there, the first thing that really jumps out is leads, how they handle leads.
Ah, yes. This is potentially huge. We're talking about an inbound lead system F5 provides.
Which sounds, well, almost too good to be true in the broker world, right? Usually it's all hustle, hustle, hustle.
It really is. So much of a traditional broker low's time is just spent trying to find the next lead. Cold calls, networking events, you name it.
Uh-huh.
What F5 does, and this is genuinely unusual, is they have their own contact center generating these leads for you.
So people who are actually looking for a mortgage, raising their hand, are being routed to the loan officers.
Exactly. The source material we looked at even hinted that, a lot of brokers out there might lack this kind of sophisticated lead engine. They focus maybe more on just rates.
So imagine starting your day, and instead of facing a blank slate needing to drum up business, you've got a stream of warm, interested potential clients coming to you. Well, that's a game changer.
It absolutely flips the usual dynamic. Less time sourcing, way more time actually talking to people, understanding their needs, and, closing deals, which is what you want to be doing.
And these aren't just random leads dumped in your lap. They use Salesforce, a pretty powerful CRM.
Mm-hmm. Standard for sales orgs.
Right, and they have this dynamic call list. It actually prioritizes who you should call based on where they are in the funnel, new, pre-qualified, pre-approved, whatever.
So it adds a layer of intelligence to it. You're not just working a list. You're working a prioritized list, focusing your energy where it's likely to have the most impact.
Yeah, built-in efficiency.
Yeah.
Making sure you're following up effectively, which is just critical.
It really suggests a system designed for consistent follow-up and maximizing conversion. Less guesswork, more structure.
Okay, so that's the leads piece. A massive differentiator. Now, what happens after you get that lead? F5 seems really focused on letting LOs be LOs.
Yeah, letting you sell. They talk about handling the busy work.
Which can absolutely drown you if you don't have support. They've got these loan coordinators, LCs.
Right. Think of them as your operational arm. They step in to handle a lot of the process stuff.
Like getting the loan registered, scrubbing the docs, chasing down paperwork from the borrower, even submitting the loan initially.
All that essential but time-consuming stuff that can pull you away from client interaction and generating new business.
So you're not bogged down in admin. You're focused on the client relationship, on advising them.
Exactly. Plus, they mentioned an F5 concierge team, too.
Yeah. They handle proactive updates to borrowers, SMS, email, keeping them in the loop on milestones.
Oh, that's smart. Good for the client experience, keeps them happy, and saves you from playing telephone tag about basic status updates.
Totally. And then there's this elite processing team. Get this made up of former underwriting leaders.
Wow, okay, so people who know exactly what underwriters are looking for, inside and out.
Imagine that. Your files are essentially getting pre-underwritten by experts before they even go to the lender. That's going to mean cleaner files, faster condition clearing.
Oh, absolutely. Fewer headaches, smoother closings. That's a huge potential benefit, reducing friction in the back end of the process.
Okay, so leads coming in, support handling the process. What about the tools? The tech?
They seem pretty invested in a tech-forward approach. It's about an integrated ecosystem.
Right, not just a bunch of separate tools that don't talk to each other. We mentioned Salesforce for leads.
Then there's Arrive, which is their main loan origination system and point of sale. That's where the application happens, clients can upload docs, that kind of thing.
Okay. And Dialpad for calls and texts, plus Front for internal team emails and collaboration.
Yeah, the key takeaway isn't necessarily the brand names, but that they're designed to work together. Less clicking around, less re-entering info.
More seamless workflow, which again frees you up.
Precisely. Efficiency is the name of the game.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. What about the vibe, the culture at F5?
They put their core values front and center. Service, relationships, community, own it, ever forward.
That gives you a sense. They also talk about a no excuses, just action kind of mentality.
Yeah, sounds performance driven. Weekly coaching, transparent scoreboards suggest they value accountability and pushing forward.
And they mentioned being in multiplication mode with leaders who build leaders. So maybe opportunities for growth.
Seems like it. It points towards a culture that invests in its people, not just hires them. They want you to succeed and develop.
And for someone new, like our listener maybe, the onboarding sounds pretty solid. An online portal with training, scripts, this F5 Steps to Success guide.
Yeah, available day one. They want to get you productive quickly.
And get this, they mentioned new LOs, shadowing calls, and taking live inbound leads within the first week.
Whoa, okay. So, jumping right in, but with support from coaches and those LCs we talked about.
Right. Talk about hitting the ground running. That speaks volumes about their confidence in their training and support system.
It really does. Less time on the sidelines, more time actually doing the job.
Okay, almost there. Last big piece.
Yeah.
Compensation. How does that look?
It looks flexible and competitive. They offer both lender-paid or LPC and borrower-paid BPC options.
So you have choices depending on the deal, the client, the market.
Exactly. LPC is often the standard lender, pays the commission, it's baked into the rate. But BPC can be a tool, maybe to offer a lower rate in a competitive situation, and you can use lender credit strategically there too.
Gives you flexibility to structure the best deal. And they also mentioned revenue bonuses for hitting certain production tiers.
Rewarding top performance.
And one more thing, a referral success program, RSP. You can earn ongoing income from the loan officers you refer to, F5, who then fund loans.
Ah, so an incentive to help grow the team too. Adds another potential income stream.
Okay, so let's tie this all together for someone thinking about joining F5.
Well, the standout really is that inbound lead system from their own contact center. That's just not the norm in the broker space. It tackles one of the biggest challenges head on.
Huge. Then you layer on that serious operational support. The LCs, the concierge team, the elite processing designed to let you focus on clients, not paperwork.
Right. Add the integrated tech stack for efficiency, a culture that seems genuinely focused on growth and support.
And a competitive, flexible compensation plan with bonuses and referral opportunities.
It paints a picture of a company that's really thought about how to empower its loan officers.
It really does. It feels like they're trying to remove the roadblocks, Less admin burden, more opportunity, a chance to thrive at a pretty modern setup.
Addresses a lot of the common pain points you hear about in the industry.
So, wrapping up, if you're listening to this and considering a move, F5 Mortgage presents a pretty compelling case, especially with that lead system. It's definitely worth a deeper look.
And here's something to think about. Imagine what you could actually achieve, what your production could look like, with a steady flow of quality leads handed to you, and a whole team backing you up operationally. Something to consider. Thanks for diving deep with us today.